Sony's in a weird situation right now. Yes, the PlayStation 5 is leading sales, but things have kind of cooled off because of lack of stock. With that being said, Microsoft has increased their stock output, and they've actually got 12 to 14 big games already announced from their first party. This is where it's in a weird situation for Sony. Sony seemed to kind of expand and expend all of their early announcements already, meaning they only have God of War Ragnarok from the first party left for this year, and there's rumblings that that could get delayed. Will it get delayed? Hey, I'm not going to say. The developer said just a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, that it was not going to be delayed. But we'll see. Sometimes things get delayed. At the end of the day, maybe they look at Microsoft and say, well, Microsoft looks to be on track to start releasing 4 to 5 big games a year, and we've only got Spider-Man 2 next year, so maybe we should release something. I don't know how these things work exactly. I'm just kind of speculating. With that being said, Sony does need to announce some new games. They need to announce more games quickly, and the reason why is because fans are really, really going to be kind of in a weird space when Microsoft starts releasing games, because that narrative is going to be completely gone at that point. So we as fans kind of move on pretty quickly about it. But again, it looks like a fan favorite game might be coming back, according to this bit of leak, this bit of information. And I think that this is going to be something that fans are going to be extremely excited over. And for me personally, I don't look at this as a big deal, but I can see why so many people absolutely do, and it's going to be interesting to see how these things kind of work out and things like that. So yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good video, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to be very interested to hear what I have to say. Again, this is going to be a fun video, so thank you guys for joining me. I want to get right into it. Again, this is a leak, so take it with a grain of salt for right now, but it does come from a very, very reliable source, and as far as I could tell, there's no reason why this wouldn't be actually factual and happening, and probably sooner rather than later. Sony knows the absolute love for this franchise, and so yeah, I would be super surprised if this isn't the case going forward. So I do want to get into it. It looks like we are going to see more Bloodborne from Sony. And I'm sure that's going to be like a whoa to a lot of you guys. Like, wow. For me, I couldn't care less. But I don't just report on stuff that I'm interested in. I know there's millions of people out there that are looking forward to, sequels in this game and things like that. Bloodborne 2 or a Bloodborne PS5 upgrade isn't outside of the realm of possibility if PlayStation Insider and Sacred Symbols host Colin Moriarty is to be believed. Moriarty, who pretty well connected in the industry and has been fairly accurate with his information, teased in a new video that Sony isn't quite done with the game. Sony's long been silent about the possibility of Bloodborne 2. Sony's silence on Bloodborne remains a mystery. The game not only earned universal praise and won numerous awards, it exceeded Sony's sales expectations soon after release, and is widely regarded as one of the best PlayStation exclusives to date. However, unlike games like The Last of Us, the company's infamously overlooked Bloodborne. It never received any PlayStation 5 enhancements, it never received a highly demanded 60 frames per second patch, there's never even been any talk of a sequel in official capacity, and not a peep about the possibility of a remaster or a remake. Every mention of Bloodborne is a glimmer of hope, and then, of course, Moriarty has given fans just that. They actually talk about it ranking of the 25 best PlayStation 4 games in celebration of Sacred Symbols' 200th episode, with Bloodborne making it to number 9. He says, "You haven't seen the last of Bloodborne, I'll tell you that." Just before moving on, as spotted by someone, and I'm going to link this so you guys can check it out. It's going to be interesting. He says, "I wonder if the decision to make Bloodborne 2 has something to do with From Software's willingness to make a sequel, although Hideki Miyazaki has previously said that this decision is not up to him. Sony has a capital alliance with From Software's parent company, the assistance of graphics wizards over at Bluepoint Games, and I'm assuming the funds to make a new Bloodborne. It makes no sense not to lock the game or to lock the game up in a vault." So again, a lot of people are kind of curious about this. We've seen numerous speculations surrounding it. I would especially think that with Elden Ring being such a success, that Sony would want to kind of jump back on that. I'm not sure how well Demon Souls did, the remake for them, but I assume it did okay, and they're going to probably want to capitalize on that a little bit more in the future. I think the main thing you have to do and you have to realize is that you have to, as a company, you have to go out there and you have to make sure that you're listening to the fans. The fans are asking for this, so why not go ahead and do something about it, right? Like whether it be a part two, whether it be, you know, a situation where, you know, you basically want your gamers to be, you know, extremely thrilled about these things, right? Like these are the type of situations that, you know, Microsoft and Sony see themselves in, right? Like when gamers are asking for, I can remember just briefly back in the Xbox One era, people were asking for a remake of Gears of War 1, and we got it, right? Like it took a lot of, that was due specifically, and Phil Spencer has kind of commented on that, with fans requesting it. If you look at a game, even like, okay, let's just use for instance, let's just look to Sony side, and we can say The Last Guardian. The whole reason why that game came out was because fans never gave up on that and always believed in that. Whether it was a good game or not, you know, that's not for me to say. But they did kind of go on after like kind of a reboot and things like that, and it really just kind of comes down to, is that what fans want to hear? You know, I personally think that it's interesting that, you know, gamers, you know, want to see more of their favorite things, and that, you know, companies aren't as on board with that as they should be. Like that's so weird to me. Like you're a company and you rely on, you know, these fans and things, right? And you rely on them to tell you what they want, and then you're supposed to supply that. But you're a company that hasn't heard that for years and years and years. I think that's kind of crazy. I do think we'll probably see some more of Bloodborne in the future, but they definitely, regardless of whether it's Bloodborne or something else, I think that it's pretty clear that, you know, Sony needs to definitely come out there and come out with something to match all of these games that Microsoft has. I know that people go, well, didn't they just release this, and this, and they'll name off a bunch of games that Sony had released, right? Like, you know, the Demon Souls remake and Miles Morales. I mean, that's fine, but it's like we can't count stuff from years ago and go, well, they already released that. It's like, basically, what have you done for me lately? And yes, Microsoft has dropped the ball tremendously when it comes to, you know, releasing games so far this generation, but they do have, like I said, 12 to 14 already announced, and that's not counting the stuff we don't know about. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how these things are kind of shaping up. Sony could be going into a situation where they're facing a bit of a lull, and, you know, maybe have a little bit of a sparser lineup, and I think that would benefit Microsoft greatly going into their big showcase this year and things like that. So even though people might go, oh, well, you know, people always laugh off the competition, and I don't know why. People always go, oh, you know, no, Sony don't got it. Sony can't lose. Sony can't lose. Sony can't lose. Like, I'm not suggesting that they will, but I'm suggesting that, you know, if they aren't going out there and, you know, putting the best content out and things like that, I think Microsoft is looking like a very attractive option for, you know, for people. So I think that that's something that could happen for sure, and I hope that they go out there and, you know, fix some of these, listen to what some of these gamers want, because that's going to be a very key thing, you know, going forward, and hopefully they do that before too long. So you know, I would love to see, like, fans get what they want. Like, I'm not the type of person, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to see people not get great games. That's like very counterproductive. It doesn't matter if something's your favorite or not. You want to see people get some great content, and that's what I hope to see, so people can be happy again. You know, that's the main goal. With that being said, I'm Crap Gamer, and this has been Crap Gamer Reviews, your home of gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. If you do like the video, please like the video. It helps the video to be seen, and it helps the channel to grow. You guys are amazing. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.